What's up, my friends? How's everybody doing tonight? I hope people are having a nice Monday night. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know how we got here. It's Monday already. I feel like the weekend disappeared on me, and I'm sure I'm not alone with that one. Who knows why this happens? I feel like while you're a dad, I'm doing the overlay while I'm talking, by the way. While you're a dad, the days just kind of bleed together, right? There's like no rhyme or reason to why the day started or ended. I never know what day it is. And that's just kind of how my life works at this point in time. And that's okay. That's okay. Anybody in the Baltimore area, please stick your head outside and let us know what's going on. I'm in the D.C. area, and it just got super dark right now. It is like it is nasty looking outside. I've seen some reports right now that there is, thunderstorms coming on their way. Supposed to be on and off all night in the D.C. area. I don't know about Baltimore. It might be a little bit different. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Definitely we'll talk about that in Discord if we can. I'm going to show something here real quick. Let me go ahead and show you all this. So these, while we're waiting for people to get into the stream, let's try this out. These are the projections versus monkey knife fight. All right. Kind of excited about these ones. I think they're going to be pretty cool. Kind of fun for people to use. And I'm going to post this in chat. Let's see. Do I have a link here? Let me open up chat. Got to get used to using YouTube, doing my YouTube streams. So let me drag this in here. All right, cool. Here you go. So those are the monkey knife fight projections. I think that you'll enjoy them. They're going to be fun. Well, we give people about 5 minutes or so to kind of stretch their legs and enter into our stream today so we can talk DFS, which we will. We'll be building lineups in FC. We'll be talking about stats and plays and picks and all these leverage situations with ownerships. We're going to do all that. But while we're giving people a chance to come in, let's look at Monkey Knife Fight real quick. Super fun site, all right? They are sponsoring today's stream. The beautiful friends over there. I love them. And they have done two things for y'all. Two. All right? Get this. This is pretty dope. Let me see. All right, so if you click right here in the middle, all right, we're going to talk about the projections, Sparry, strikeout totals, pitching out totals, walks and hits, total bases, runs, RBIs, blah, blah, blah. We're going to talk about all this in a hot second compared to what you have up there on Monkey Knife Fight. This refreshes itself. It's the Monkey Knife Fight lines and everything. If you use this promo code in the middle, code DONUTS, all right, 100% match up to 50, first off, not too shabby. But on top of that, the bread and butter of this, you are going to get two things free from me. Number one is going to be my fantasy football draft kit. Totally free, just for you. Number two, you're going to get a free month to use of mysparry.com. A free month of July, all right? So pretty sick. This is a dope product. This is a dope product, and this is something that you can use for DFS, sports betting, just to get more insight and information, just want to be entertained, whatever it might be, add it to your research. And there's a lot of stuff here for y'all to use, and it'll be free, okay, for the month of July. But you got to use the promo code DONUTS, and you click there to sign up. It'll bring you to this page right here. All right, talks about the free draft kit right here. But what I am adding on to it and what I've talked to them with, everybody who ends up signing up using my promo code, I'm going to give a free month of July using Sparry. So I'm going to post that in chat. Actually, I did already. It's in chat. So if you want a freebie, there you go. So let's see how we what kind of edge we can find here. So ideally, what I would be looking to do is try to find the plays that have the biggest edge. Now, it doesn't mean they have to be all over. Some of them can be under, but something like this. All right, J.A. Happ. Pitching strikeout line over there on MKF is at 4.5, right? Well, the Sparry projects him at 3.4. That's not very good. So maybe you take the under there. You get a 0.9 differential. What else? Is there another big one? That's a pretty big one. Almost a full strikeout less. Aaron Savale, 4.5 for the Indians. We have him at 5.3. So you would take the over at the 4.5 line. Let's take a peek at some of the outs. Tyler Malley, we have at 0.8 less. That's not big. How about this one? Julio Urias, all right? The line is at 16.5. We have him at 18.9. That is aggressive. I like it, though. And then you go over here. You grabbed the one strikeout here for Happ. Under, you would grab Julio Urias over on the pitching outs. All right, and then same thing. You're going here, and you're trying to identify anywhere that there is just a big differential. All right, so here you go. Buxton, 2.09 is a full half projection higher for walks and hits than what MKF has them at. And you can go the opposite direction. Let's see. I got to figure out how to sort these a little bit better. Like this one, Jackie Bradley Jr., all right? 1.5 line, we have him at 0.82. So you would go under. And the same thing for the total bases, all right? Buxton, all right, we have him at 3.32. That is majorly high over the 1.5 total. So on and so forth. You just grab several of these. I love the Reds tonight, by the way. We're going to talk about them in DFS in a hot second. Nicholas Castellanos, I'll show you why he is one of my favorite hitters tonight. Look at this one. Cedric Mullins, over 1.5 total bases. Absolutely love that one tonight. And I'm going to show you why in like 90 seconds, all right? So anyways, you can use this. If you end up using it, thank you very much for the support, my friends. This person asked, I use your promo code on Prize Picks. Do I get a free month of Sparry too? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But I didn't want to highlight that during a Monkey Knife Fight stream. But yes, you can grab that one right here on the Prize Picks tab. It'll be same thing in the middle. So you guys use either one of these. Heck, use them both. I'll give you 2 free months, July and August. I don't care. Don't care whatsoever. So I'll post it one more time in chat. Just bookmark it. If you don't want to do it before the slate, you go ahead and use it and do it later if you want. That's fine with me. Okie dokie, let's do some work. I'm going to download projections. Believe these are still initials, Study Hub, and let's upload the projections into FC. Show you how the Team RiseOrFall projections work. How smooth this is right in FC. There we go. All right, we're good to go. Got all the projections up there in FC. Now, why did I like those hitters? All right, here's the deal. I'm using the Study Hub, my friends. The Study Hub is going to give me a 10,000-foot view if I ask for it, but I can also get down to the nitty-gritty and figure out the best hitters on the slate based on X, Y, and Z. So I am going to the Batter Trends tab. I'm not sure if you can see it at the bottom of my screen, but the Batter Trends tab, my friends, I'm going to be doing multiple things here. First off, I'm going to sort by the plate appearances by clicking this arrow right here. I'm going to blow up the screen just a hot bit right there. Is that nice? That's nice, right? That's a little bit better. Okay, now I'm going to click this arrow again, number filters, greater than, I want over 30 at bats, so I typed in 30. WOBA, I want their WOBA to be greater than 400, so I type in 0.4. Now, this is a very small list of hitters. Today, for hitters that have over 30 plate appearances in the last 30 days in their splits, which is Cedric Mullins, a left-handed hitter, versus Jake Odorizzi, a right-handed pitcher, this is Cedric Mullins' splits against righties over the last 30 days. Cedric Mullins has 85 plate appearances, 454 WOBA, 274 ISO, just hitting the ball, seeing the ball so well. And going back to that Monkey Knife Fight line that we saw, he was at 1.5. The Monkey Knife Fight projection on Sparry had, I believe, about, 2.9 or something? Like, way up there, but it makes sense why. And I told you, he's one of my favorite hitters today. And another one, Nicholas Castellanos, was way above. I think his was, 3.2? And the total bases they had over there, or walks and runs, whatever category it was 1.5. So, like, those are 2 overs I would take on Monkey Knife Fight. Use promo code DONUTS, get a free month of mysparry.com. So, Nicholas Castellanos right here, why do I love him? Well, first off, for the last 32 plate appearances against lefties, facing J.A. Happ, who's been miserable this year, he has a 429 WOBA, a 233 ISO. I know that's just 32 at-bats, but we know Nicholas Castellanos, when we go back to the hitter tab, we can see that over the last 2 years, he's been fantastic against lefties. This is not new. Now, in DFS, you're going to have an issue here where he is very highly owned today. 28.2% we have him projected for on FanDuel. We're doing FanDuel mostly today. We've been doing a lot of DraftKings for these streams. So if you then want to take out higher owned players, you can come over to here, FanDuel ownership, number filters, less than, I don't know, let's go 25%. Look at that, I cut it down. Now I'm down to 7 hitters. Well, I still think it's too high. Number filters, let's go less than 10%. So here's my short list of hitters with a 400 WOBA. And now let's do this. Let's take out guys. Everyone has to have over a 200 ISO. So I'm just setting up filters to get a short list of players I want to target. And here we go. Cedric Mullins, Sean Murphy, Sergio Alcantara, and Bobby Bradley. Now, why do I like them? each one of them has a sample size that I'm comfortable with. 30 plus plate appearances in these splits. Each one of them happens to be facing a right-handed pitcher tonight. Each one of these players not only is raking the ball against righties in their splits over the last 30 days, every single one of them is crushing the ball over the last 14 days in their splits and in the last 7 days in their splits, and every single one of them projected ownership at 5% or less. Just like that, I was able to identify the batters that I like tonight very quickly. And how can you make a lineup around something like this? Well, for instance, let's say I've identified 2 different teams to stack up and I need one final player. I roll out a 4-3 stack on FanDuel. Well, my friends, here's a very short list of one-offs that is perfect for you to choose if none of these teams end up being in your stack for the night. So if I end up stacking 2 different teams, Cincinnati and Houston, whatever, all right, my one-off list would be right here. They're the best-looking hitters, 400, over 400 WOBA, over 300 ISO last 30 days, and all single-digit ownership tonight. So there you go. That is how I would figure something out like that. Now, how do I figure out my stacks? I'm going to go to the Trend Stack tab. I'm looking for teams that are hitting the ball well, seeing the ball well. Houston, batting 398 as a team, 398 WOBA, 257 ISO over the last 97 plate appearances against lefties. If I click the plus sign, I can see everybody in their splits in that sample size of 14 days, so on and so forth. Other teams stand out to me as I go through this. I did this earlier on the stream. So I used the batter trends, looked at the hot hitters, trend stacks. There we go. Now, I'm coming over to the FanDuel Stacks tab because this is where I'm building today. I can look at the stack rankings. And first and foremost, I'm looking at Houston. They are clearly the best team we have ranked today. But if you look at the ownership, team ownership of 22.76%, what that means is 22.76% of all lineups in your tournaments tonight will include a Houston Astros stack of some varying size of 2, 3, or 4 people. That means just a little over 1 out of 5 teams created entries in whatever tournaments you're in tonight. Just about 22% will have a Houston stack. So you will be moving with 22% of the field if you're on the Houston batters while trying to take one of the top 20% in the standings. If Houston goes for 15 runs tonight, it'll be you versus that 22% for the top 20% of the field. Somebody's getting cut out. 2% of them are getting cut out. Now, you can definitely be in a smaller pool on the other side, though. And you can do so simply by just stacking somebody else on this list that is not chalky. And if you go with a chalkier Houston 4-man stack, I think 3-man side, you might want to go with another team that isn't so chalky. Maybe one of these top 3 teams is not going to be the second. Now, today, when we were looking at this, we started looking at let me go to the batter matchups. We started looking at the individual batter matchups. And during today's stream, I was identifying hitters who are, in really good spots for X, Y, and Z. And let me see here. I had looked at, I think I was still on batter trends, in fact. Let me go back to the batter trends. I'm going to go back here real fast. I'm going to remove my filters so that I can look at, there we go. I'm going to clear the filters real quick. Okay, so now I'm going to look at individual teams. And how do I know which teams I want to look at? Well, let me shrink the screen real quick. Down here where it says today's games, I already knew Houston, 5.5 implied total on the road, 4.5, 4.6 for Minnesota, 4.6, Arizona, 4.9 for Milwaukee, 4.9 for Cincinnati. Now, when I go over to the Trend Stack tab, the Batter Trends tab, I can just simply sort by each team by clicking on the Cincinnati filter. Now, when I do that, my goal now is to identify which batters do I want from each team. All right? So if I like Cincinnati tonight and I want to target them and I want to figure out which hitters to go with, you could just use the starting last 30-day sample size. Is that what you want? The sample size is about 20 at-bats. You want a little bit less, last 14 days, just about 15 at-bats or so for each player? You can do this. If I were to do this, there's several bats that stand out no matter what the sample size is because they're just raking the ball. If I go to the last 30 days, look who stands out for me. I'm going to sort by greater than a 350 WOBA, and there we go. There are 5 hitters in their lineup over a 350 WOBA in the last 30 days against right-handed pitchers. That's the splits that we're using today. Castellanos batting 429, 233 ISO. Castellanos is one of the guys we were talking about on Monkey Knife Fight today. One of those plays where I was taking the over on the 1.5 total bases, I believe it was. Jonathan India, just shredding the baseball, tearing the cover off it right now. 441 WOBA, 208 ISO. When you look at his last 14 days, a 402 WOBA and a 133 ISO, not bad. He's seeing the ball well. Tyler Stevenson, crushing the ball. A 400 WOBA, 400 ISO, last 16 plate appearances. Oh, okay, Mitch, that's way too small of a sample size. Okay, that's fine. Last 26 plate appearances against right-handed pitchers, specifically 427 WOBA, 417 ISO. And Aristides Aquino, a guy that came in his rookie year, hit a home run, I believe, in 8 straight games. This dude, we know he mashes. I think they're facing a lefty today, right? J-Hap, there you go. We know he mashes everyone, but definitely lefties. So if I'm building a lineup today, maybe I love the idea of going Castellanos, India, Stevenson, and Aquino. And that is who I start my lineup with. I've got 1, 2, 3 outfielders, and Stevenson, my catcher / first baseman. So my remainder of my stack has to be a middle infield, basically, and a utility spot. How am I going to make something like that work? Well, initially, when I was looking at the statistics, Houston stood out. I still have my splits here on the study hub sorted. So I've asked for over a 350 WOBA in my filters and over a 30 plate appearances, I believe, against lefties now. This is over the last 30 days. Houston has a bunch. Well, check it out. Here's a bunch of middle infielders that I actually need. A second baseman or shortstop, a third baseman if Toro is in the lineup tonight. All right, so you'd have Altuve, Correa. All right, and if you want to add, Maldonado or Gurriel in the utility spot, there you go. You've got your 3-player stack. So you could go 4 Cincy, 3 Houston. That is purely statistically based. All right. Now, the ownership is going to be a deterrent for me personally. That's not where I'm trying to sit on for my stack. I usually try to get off the chalk a bit for stacks. And Houston also in Baltimore where there's thunderstorms coming in. And the game likely going to be starting delayed from what I'm hearing and reading online. And that might just not be a spot that I'm trying to target in my stacks tonight. So if it's not Houston for you, you continue to click down these lists. All right, Milwaukee, we saw, had a 4.9 implied run total. Minnesota had a 4.9 implied run total. Arizona had a 4.6 implied run total. You go through here, you've got your filter set where you already asked that the last 30 days, splits-wise, you want to see a 350 WOBA, and you click team after team after team until you find, well, here's a good one since he's doing well. Cleveland, nope. Houston, yup. But we looked at it again. Ownership sucks. All right, Dodgers, tough matchup tonight. They're going to be still missing 2 of their better hitters in their lineup, missing some power. Milwaukee, we'll check it out. Here we go. This might be the other stack. Ownership, way up there in Christian Yelich against Merrill Kelly. However, the rest of the players, completely acceptable. 4.2, 14.2%, 12.8%. And what I'm looking for, a very large sample size. This is 76, 74, 72, 70, and 69 at-bats for these 5 Brewers, and they all have over a 350 WOBA. Can I finish off my lineup with 3 of these players? Sure, of course. I could have Vogelbach in there at my utility, Willie Adames, shortstop, Luis Arias at second base. There we go. I've got a 4-3, and the last position I would need would either be a second baseman or a third baseman, in which case I could go with just literally the best hitter I have left that I like. There are many different ways you guys can go through this. Now, earlier today, CG showed us one as well. I loved it. I thought it was a really cool idea. So let me show you. He had all teams selected, and he said, check this out, Mitch. Just simply go to projections. You're going to go down to the number filters above average, all right? So I believe on the final version of this tonight, the final version of the study hub, CG was posting photos in Discord to show people an adjustment coming. He is going to have the average for each of these numbers above the category, meaning The average WOBA over the last 7 days, splits-wise, might be a 313 or something, right? And that number will be right here, right above that, so that you have a point of reference. Meaning, when you're looking at this, you're like, holy smokes. Cedric Mullin, 394 WOBA in the last 7 days is a full 81 points higher than the slate average. Wow, look at over the last 14 days, the slate average for WOBA split is 321. Okay, well, Cedric Mullins is a freaking 569. All right, so you have a point of reference to compare and say, you know what? I know exactly who I want based on what you're seeing here. I thought it was a great addition, and I can't wait to see it get executed, whether it's tonight, tomorrow, sometime this week. I think it's going to be nice. However, he told me very quickly on stream, why don't you just sort by number filters above average for projection? Now, I want above average for, what was the other one? Value? Above average value. And then for the ownership, below average. Look at this. You have a list of hitters now, a list of hitters who have a strong projection, they're above average projection, an above average value, and a below average ownership, which is a good thing. You want to be on the lower end of the ownership for hitters. You can also look at this. Anytime you see a green dot next to somebody's name, that means they're a top 20 at their for that category, top 20 or top 20%. We'll have to ask CG another time. But look, here's 3 dots. All right, so maybe Jock Peterson, a fantastic play tonight. Not only is he a top 20% projection, top 20% in value, but he's top 20% when you're looking at ownership going downward. So where's another one? He's the only one. He's the only 3-dot guy. If you go over to the FanDuel batter matchups, you can include rating now. Watch this. How about I uncheck all these teams real fast? FanDuel rating, I'm going to sort it so you guys can see point of reference here. Aristides Aquino at 2,100, the highest rating player on the slate, as he should be. Cash lock, in my opinion. Number filters, above average for the rating, all right? Meaning the cutoff, look, the average rating tonight is 50.11, just around that. Because how do I know that? That's the filter. And look, here's all the ratings below it. So I'm going to click this rating again, above average rating. They have to have an above average projection. And then maybe I pick a below average ownership. Now that's a small list. Now check this out. Now I want them to have an above average value. This list is much smaller. You can take this list right here. All I did was each filter, number filters, above average. That is it. Now you've got this really short list of players in good spots based on our ratings, based on our projections, based on the value proportionate to what their price and their projection is, and their ownership. All low-owned players. Omar Narvaez, Jackie Bradley Jr., Mitch Moreland, Adolis Garcia, Ryan Mountcastle, and the list goes on. Now, if you wanted to take it even one step further, I think you could. If you wanted to see, all right, number filters, instead of above average, I want them to be in the top 10. Is there anybody in the top 10? One hitter. One hitter checks all these categories. Omar Narvaez. Do not forget the name tonight. Top 10 rating. He is an above average projection, an above average value, and a below average ownership. He's the only player that hits that category. Omar Narvaez. If he has a terrible game, oh well. If he has a great game, I'll come back and say, you should have seen the stream. Now, chat, I just went on the longest tangent I've been on in a hot second. If you could do me the most amazing favor, hit the like button. Come back tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Come back 12:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, from my twitch.tv/teamriseorfall stream, where I do all sorts of next level stuff for you in lineup study on FC, doing all sorts of research, looking into the winning lineups, what the winning trends are, how to leverage those things. That is my entire MO. That is what I do with teamriseorfall.com. That's what I do with all my streams. I try to show people what is happening and then show people how to take advantage and leverage all of the data, all right? Because just having the knowledge of what's going on, that's one part of the equation. You still have to understand what to do with that. So for about 6 weeks, we knew that having some of the highest owned pitchers nightly with the best projections and getting off the top 3 projected owned offenses for a night like tonight, as we saw in the study hub already, that was Houston, Cincinnati, and I want to say Milwaukee. Being off of those 3 in the past was leading you to win 69% of the time. That means you were cashing out basically 7 out of 10 slates. Over the last 2 weeks, things have shifted a bit. Some of the chalkier offenses are starting to score. We are over 50% in the last 14 slates, where if you have used teams from the top 3 high-owned projected ownerships, again, we looked at Houston at 22% team projection tonight, you are in the cash 7 out of 14, or 8 out of 14 times, I want to say. I'll have to look at it tomorrow on live stream. So things are shifting. Maybe it's spider tag. Maybe it's the weather's heating up. Maybe hitters are starting to see pitchers for their second and third time through the rotation already. I don't know what it is. Don't care what it is. I just care that it's happening. We've recognized it, and now we need to adjust. So CG had mentioned for our members, one way that you could potentially do that is by using the batter percentiles. Now, what these are basically is they are a boosted projection, all right? So we have someone like Jose Altuve, 14.56 is the median projection. If you want, you can do something like this and say that the percentile projection of, whatever that 15% is the category, or maybe you want 25%. So it's the projection, each player is going to be a little bit higher. What this does is it puts a little onus back. Yeah, I saw you in the top 10 against CG. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Big money coming for you. Now, what this does is it takes some of the onus off the pitchers, right? And it puts it on the hitters in your lineups. So with the pitchers, if I were to upload, and I did already, I uploaded the projections in FC, and if I crunch a lineup out, I don't guarantee you, but I'm fairly certain if I make a lineup real quick, it's going to have, what's his face? Yu Darvish, the most expensive pitch. Look, it is. It's Yu Darvish. Why? Because his projection is astronomical compared to the highest hitter, who is what, a 14.92? But if I take these projections and I make, Jose Altuve, if I use the hitter projections at this, I wonder if we would end up having Yu Darvish in there, because now all of a sudden the stack takes priority in building your lineup, because a 4-player stack might have 15, 16, 17, 13 points for your 4 players, and you're looking at a 62 total point stack compared to what it would be now, which is like 43, 45 points, whatever it might be. So you've got Yu Darvish, projected for 35, and your 4-player stack right now is projected for 45. Of course, Yu Darvish is going to be the most optimal route to victory based on those projections. But if you raise the batter projections for each player using the batter percentiles, now all of a sudden stack takes priority. Pitcher is kind of an afterthought. We've seen in years past that's really been the way to win. Last year, on the 71 slates that we had, 70% of the time, the average pitcher combination totaled $15,000 to $17,000. This year, it's been over $18,000 for the combined average for the winning lineups. Is that not crazy or what? But I think that number will shift back to what it was last year, where pitchers were a little bit cheaper, bargain arms, you want to say, instead of the studs, and focusing on the stacks that have the massive upside together when they start stringing together those big, 4 or 5 run rallies in an inning. Chat, today, my YouTube stream, totally different than what Twitch is. Twitch is a lot of back and forth. Today, 1,000% was a lot more me kind of showing people how to use this stuff. I think it's imperative that you guys learn how to use this, and I'm really, really, really going to make it kind of my MO over the next week or two, during the 12:30 stream, to review stuff through lineup study, but then also show people these types of things and show them how to use the study hub, show them how to make good lineups. And I honestly want you to all improve your skill. I want you to make some money doing all this, and maybe my teaching side might be a little heavy here over the next week or so, but I think it's going to be helpful. We have 500 plus members at teamriseorfall.com. A lot of people in there, single entry building, cash building, MMEing on Fantasy Cruncher. Why are they doing that? Because every single one of our members gets $20 to use towards Fantasy Cruncher every single month. I don't blame them. You want to learn how to MME? I got your back. You trying to single entry? Well, that's what the rest of the content is for on the website. For $29 a month, you get $20 to FC. Do some quick math. What's 29 minus 20? It makes it $9.99 basically. If you're already a current FC user, this is a no-brainer. You get $20 off just for $10 to us. You get $20 off your FC membership. So you basically only adding $9.99 per month in your monthly charges. You get all of our stuff on our site, and you can get to work, man. So we've got the tools up on the site. Core for GPP cash, strategy notebook, player pool gets filled out nightly. You've got the whole list for the teams people are stacking, the pitchers they're using. Cores are being built by professional DFS players. Some hundreds money, hundreds in play, some thousands in play. I mean, Davin Puckles has what, like 5 live finals already, live finals seats for FanDuel this year. Like Scrosby has 1, right? CG and I putting heavy emphasis in on MLB this year. Not having the greatest years together, but certainly in play. Full player pool here with priority picks and everything based on projections, short notes. The strategy notebook I hid because I don't want to show everybody that, but it's a full write-up from Scrosby, a live finalist, on how he's building lineups. So I hope you guys check it out, and I hope that today was super informative if you've ever wanted to see what are these guys all about? What are they doing over there? And if you're a member and you're wondering, how do we use this stuff? Maybe today's stream was helpful for you. If y'all have any questions, fire them off right now. And hopefully I can help you out before I bow out. If not, I'm going to go build my lineups and talk to my members in chat. I'll be in Discord to close out the next 40 minutes here and there. And hopefully we all have a really, really good night together. I'm excited about it. I'm excited. I feel like we're starting to hit our stride as a company for MLB. We're starting to see some big wins in multiple sports. $5,000 win yesterday for my dude. I just saw him in here a few minutes ago. $5,000 win from Real King. I thought I saw him in there at PGA. Yeah, took 6th. Was five spots away from $100,000. Craziness. All right. That was rapid fire, man. I don't know how long I talked. 30 straight minutes. I was just yapping away. It was almost like a mini tutorial. Honestly, I'm going to share probably this video on our website because it might be one of those streams I think will be super helpful for members to look at and be like, that's it, man. I needed to know how to do that. I'm going to win with a stack you didn't mention. Good luck, Carnage. You got it, baby. All lineups are updated. I love it. Hey, Carnage, congrats. I saw your $10,000 win. What? I saw that. I don't even think that got shared on Twitter, dude, but that is pretty impressive. So congratulations, man. $10,000 win is something special. That's pretty wild. And then I saw another $1,200 win. You tagged the company Twitter today. Cleveland stack for the win. Okay. Jeff Chambers, you're very welcome, man. I'm super happy to help out any way I can. And hopefully this was it. Hopefully this was very helpful today. And by the way, was I dual streaming on Twitch today? I hope not. I didn't mean to. Oh my God, I was. I'm sitting here answering questions on YouTube and everything. Oh, Twitch, you weren't supposed to get this. You weren't supposed to get this. All right. I will see you at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/teamriseorfall only. Please check out our website. Support us. We keep our price less than $1 a day. While you might get X, Y, and Z from other companies, they're going to be 3-4 times the monthly pay that we are, and you're also getting $20 to FC with us. So we're the value. We're the value option. All right? Give us a look. We hope to see you on the inside in Discord, and truly, I think you're having the best day. All right? Hopefully a better night. Have a good day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.